Good afternoon. I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. Vice President Leni Robredo discussed her plans for labor and employment in a press conference today. To tell us more, we have Gerard de la Peña joining us live from Quezon City. Hi, Gerard. What is the plan for labor and employment by VP Leni once or if she does become president?
Well, Sean, Vice President Leni Robredo wants to boost competitiveness in various industries as well as provide safety nets for those who are unemployed. But she says this is possible under a corruption-free and red tape-free government. Robredo says that the first step would be bringing back the trust in government by removing the patronage system and creating a level playing field in the job market. She is also planning to revive the National Competitiveness Council to ensure that industries remain competitive and for ease in doing business. This will also remove red tape and automate systems to prevent corruption. Robredo adds that the government should focus on sectors where Filipinos are already competitive in. Among these is the maritime sector, where Filipinos are already well known, as well as in shipbuilding. The tech industry must also be strengthened while reviving the manufacturing industry. The Vice President also vows to put an end to discrimination in jobs so every Filipino may work regardless of their age, gender, and religion. Small businesses should also be supported, while those who were left unemployed should be given insurance. Robredo said this initiative will cost 192 billion pesos. She plans to fund this through drawing budget from several government agencies. Sean, Robredo says that she is against contractualization, but she says that there are certain forms of third-party contracting, particularly the job contracting scheme, and that one is allowable under the law. But she says that aside from ending contractualization, systems must be fixed, particularly the resolution and appeal system at the National Labor Relations Commission. Sean.
Right, thank you so much for that update. Gerard de la Peña reporting to us live. Thanks, Gerard. Some health experts are cautioning against careless pronouncements about COVID-19 becoming endemic by next year because this could lead to complacency. JC Cosico with the rest of the details.
As COVID infections wane and more Filipinos getting jabbed, the health department thinks it's highly likely for COVID-19 to be endemic in the Philippines by next year.
It's possible if we can keep the cases down and hopefully the variants will not be as dangerous as, Delta was really a bad variant. No? In fact, even Alpha overwhelmed us. So sana wag na pong magkaroon ng matinding mga mutations at variants.
But Dr. Rizal Liner of Hospital na Maynila cautions about the use of the word endemic. He tells the big story that this might only lead to overcomplacency. And besides, the country has yet to reach herd immunity.
Baka mamaya isipin ng mga tao, uy, okay na tayo, sige tanggalin na natin yung mask. Bigla mo ibababa yung yung protection. Delikado 'yon. Kasi nga premature pa lang po yung mga data, yung pong mga nalalaman natin tungkol dito kay Omicron. So kailangan doble ingat pa nga tayo dapat.
To date, no Omicron variant case has been detected in the Philippines. Among the 48 samples sequenced on Wednesday, 38 were positive for Delta, while the rest had no lineage. Of this number, 31 were local cases, while 7 were returning overseas Filipinos. The World Health Organization meanwhile reported that the Omicron variant has already been detected in 57 countries, and that number is expected to grow.
Don't wait. Act now. Its global spread and large number of mutations suggest it could have a major impact on the course of the pandemic.
For now, governments were told to reassess their COVID-19 responses and speed up inoculation to combat Omicron.
Any complacency now will cost lives. Many of those who don't die could be left battling long COVID or post-COVID condition, a disease with debilitating, lingering symptoms that we're only beginning to understand.
For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
The Joint Task Force Sulu clarifies that the recruitment of military reservists happening in the province is only meant for border control. This comes on the back of Hong Kong-based newspaper South China Morning Post reporting that 19 Sulu mayors met on December 1 to discuss plans to invade the Malaysian state of Sabah. In a statement, the task force confirmed that there was a meeting between mayors to recruit fishermen and seafarer volunteers, but this was to develop the Bantay Dagat project. The Bantay Dagat project aims to strengthen the province's maritime borders against terrorism and to augment its disaster response team. This joint task force noted that some 800 men and women are currently part of the military reserve list, with hundreds more in training. We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Petitioners are raising concerns over the Supreme Court's decision to uphold most of the provisions under the anti-terror law. Let's get the latest from Marlene Alcaide, who is joining us live from Mandaluyong City. Marlene, what do the petitioners have to say?
Yes, Sean, on International Human Rights Day, petitioners vow to carry on with the fight for freedom and basic liberties. For them, that includes continuing to challenge the controversial anti-terror law. Some petitioners are not happy with the Supreme Court's decision that declared unconstitutional only two parts of the law. These have something to do with the qualifiers for a terrorist act and the designation of an individual or group as terrorists. This means that the High Court mostly upheld the heavily contested law, including the provisions on warrantless arrest and the power of the Anti-Terrorism Council to still designate individuals or organizations as terrorists. Attorney Evelyn Orsua described the SE's decision as scary and depressing due to lack of people's protection. Another lawyer, Nery Colmenares, said too much power is given to the president under the law to target dissenters. Petitioner attorney Mel Santamaria, though, believes that the SE's decision may still change depending on the situation. Let's hear more from Attorney Mel.
Una, yung tinatawag nating facial questioning. Ibig sabihin, tignan mo pa lang may pagkikitil na ng kalayaan mo. Dito sa pangalawa, dapat merong munang masaktan. So maaari, ako nag-speculate lang ngayon, ang sinasabi ng Korte Suprema, as of this time, wala pang tinamaan. Doon sa iba pang mga sinasabi niyong section na unconstitutional.
Sean, petitioners are still waiting for the publication of the Supreme Court's full decision on the anti-terror law. But one thing is for sure, they say they will definitely file a motion for reconsideration. Sean?
Thank you so much for those updates. Marlene Alcaide joining us live from Mandaluyong City. The Interior Department welcomes the Supreme Court's decision on the anti-terror law. Secretary Eduardo Año told Radyo 5 that the parts deemed unconstitutional were very minimal. He added that, as a whole, the controversial law will still benefit the public. The High Court voided only 2 portions in the anti-terror law earlier this week. The terrorism qualifier in Section 4 and the second method of designation in Section 25 were struck down as unconstitutional.
Maliit lang itong dalawang provision na to compared sa entirety ng buong Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020. So ibig sabihin, panalo pa rin yung sambayan ng Pilipino dito kasi magkakagawa pa rin tayo ng maraming action against terrorists.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.